Right, so guys, we are kind of coming to the end here of the salaries section of applied arithmetic, and the questions really that we have left to go really are just variations of what we've done already. I'm going to go through question 16, which you had for homework, and hopefully step by step you were able to work through this one. And I'm going to look at a final question in question 7 then, which is what page is that in your book? I'll find that in a second. But look, we'll start with question 16 and we'll see how you do it. So first things first, hopefully you identified here that you were asked to identify the income tax that he had to pay. So in other words, his tax payable to the government per week. So this is weekly wages. That's what he earns. We can see here that he has 510 euro. Okay, so that 510 euro is taxable. That is his gross weekly wage. So how do we work out his pay if we know here, and this is important, that he pays income tax at the rate of 20%. So he's only paying at 20%. He's not paying at a higher rate. Well, that's actually very straightforward because all we have to do there is we have to take our, so what have we got? 510 euro. I need to multiply that by 20%. Okay, so we're just getting a fifth of that. So have a calculator in front of you. We have 510 multiplied by 20%, and we get an answer of 102. That is his, now, that is his gross tax. He is entitled to, and if you look here, reading on, he has a weekly tax credit of 63 euro. So therefore, his tax credits are going to reduce down his tax bill. So minus 63 euro again from that. Okay, so again, minus 63 euro. Minus 63 euro, and you're getting 39 euro. Okay, so that is your answer there. That is his tax payable. Okay, so tax payable to the government, part A. Now that is A. Let's have a look at part B. Alan pays PRSI, so pay related social insurance. Okay, his total weekly deductions, however, amount to 76.92. Now, when I read this at first, I suppose I read it, and this is something that you might encounter as well, that you kind of don't read it fully. Okay, in this one here, it says his deductions, his total weekly deductions. That would mean basically his tax bill and his PRSI included. Okay, so we already know how much he pays in his tax. This is his income tax. Okay, at 20%. So he pays 39 euro, and we also know his total amount of deductions. So it's a process there of subtraction. Okay, so we have 76.92 is his total deductions per week that goes to the government. And if you subtract from that 39 euro, you'll discover then how much he's paying in PRSI. Okay, so subtracting there. So again, you want your calculator out there in front of you, and you just want to subtract that. So we have 76.92, subtract from that 39. Okay, and that is 37 euro, and we have got 92 cent. 37.92 cent for this person whose name is Alan. Okay, now if you wanted to work out the PRSI from that, that would be very easy. All you would have to do then is to figure out like what is the PRSI rate for this guy Alan. You would take your PRSI payment, which is 37.92, and you just put it over his total gross salary, or gross wage rather, 510, and multiply by 100/1. It would tell you how much he's paying then on his PRSI. Now, usually that would be about 4%. Now, I haven't worked it out for that one because it wasn't necessary. So anyways, guys, that was question 16. Let's have now a look at the question I want to finish up with today, which is question 7. And this is looking at Paula. So it's kind of bringing everything together we've seen so far. It says here, Paula has a standard rate cutoff point of 35,400 euro. Okay, so that means that anything above that, she will have to pay the higher rate. Okay, we can see here the standard rate is 20%, and the higher rate is 41%. Now, this is where it's different. We're actually given Paula's gross tax. Okay, so her gross tax is €12,396. What is her gross income? Now, there's no mention of tax credits here, by the way, and that's because we have got her gross tax. Okay, so deductions haven't actually taken place in this one yet. Now, these require a little bit of thinking to try and figure this one out, right? In order to figure this out, what you'd have to do really is think about the process. Okay, I don't know right now what her gross income is. Okay, she is earning presumably either €35,400 or more money per year, and I don't know how much that is. So what I could do here is I could say that's an unknown. Okay, so gross salary rather. That is a big question mark. We don't know what it is. What we do know is her standard rate cutoff point. Okay, so we know the standard rate cutoff point for this woman here, Paula, and that is equal to €35,400 for her. So based on that, anyway, we can figure out the first portion of her amount of money that was charged, or we can figure out the first amount of money that she earns. And I'll tell you how, because if her tax bill, um, if we get 20%, because 20% is charged on the first €35,400, if that number is bigger than 12,396, then that means here that basically she is being charged at the higher rate as well. So what we do here is we take her money. So I'm going to take here, which is €35,400, which is a standard rate cutoff point. I'm going to multiply that by, what did I say, 20%. So in other words, I'm getting a fifth of it to figure out how much tax she's paying on that. Okay, so let's take up our calculator again. This time it is €35,400 multiplied by 20%. I'm getting €7,080. So what does that tell me? On the first €35,400 of her salary, what I can tell from that there is that she is being charged only €7,080. So if she's being charged a tax bill of €12,396, what does that tell you? It means that she's also paying the higher rate of tax. Now, this is where it gets tricky, right? Because what information do we really have? We still don't know her gross salary, but we do know how much tax she paid in the first €35,400. Okay. What we do know, however, is that her total tax bill. So what we could say here is total tax. So let's say I shouldn't say total tax. I should call it gross tax. That is equal to €12,396 for that. Okay, so I should have my euro symbol in there. Sorry, guys, not too easy with this particular software. Right. So could we figure out how much tax she paid, for example, on the higher rate of tax? Well, very straightforward to do that. 12,396, subtract from that €7,080. Okay, and that again will tell me how much tax she had to pay on the higher rate, the higher band of 41%. So what I'm going to do there, again, sorry guys for the lag on this one, it'll catch up there with me hopefully. There we go. 12,396, subtract from that 7,080, and I'm getting an answer there of 5,000. Let's scroll in there. 5,000, what did I say? 5,360. Okay. So what we know is that that is 41%. Okay, that was what it was charged at. So taking this a step further, this is where you need to really understand this. Okay, what this means is whatever her salary is, the remainder of her money above 35,400 was charged at 41%. So could I, if I figured out what 1% of this was worth, okay, then maybe I could figure out what 100% would be worth. Okay, so what I need to do there is basically figure out What one if 41%, so 41% I know is equal to 5,316, could I take this a step backwards and figure out what 1% is worth? So to do that, what I should do is divide 5,316, so 5,316 divided by 41%, okay? And what I'm getting for that there is, so 1% is equal to 129.65. Now the decimal points will matter here, guys, because we're going to be multiplying to get 100%. So we 0.65853, and I'll just leave it maybe there. So what would 100% be worth? 100% would be equal to 100 times that. Okay, so actually, do you know what? I have to give myself room because you're not able to see that, are you? So 1% is equal to that. What is 100% worth? 100% is equal to, you multiply that number there, 129, by basically 100. So what will you get? 12965. Okay, and that's a point, and we only want two decimal places for the cents. 0.85. Okay, so that's 12,965 euro 0.85 cent is how much she was charged at the 41%. So now what we want to actually work out is what's her actual gross income. So what you do is you take your income that was charged at 20%. So she has 35,400 euro definitely, and the income that was charged at above the standard rate of tax, it was charged at 41%, and that is 12,965.85. So what we do, we add the two together. So that's 35,400 plus, and we have 12,965.85. And when you add that, you should get the correct answer for this one. So that is 35,400 plus 12965.85 equals. Okay, and I'm getting an answer there, 48,365.85. And that is euro. So her gross salary per year is equal to 48,365.85 euro for this woman here, which is Paula. Okay, so there's a bit of work there, guys, involved in that. So just quickly to show you what I did. Part A should have been no problem. Part A there, which was, or actually it wasn't no part A, to figure out her what she paid at the lower tax band of 20% should have been no problem, because whatever your standard rate cutoff point, if you have earned more money than that, then you will whatever the standard rate cutoff point is, can only be charged at 20% on that amount of money. Step 2 was basically figure out how much money she paid at the higher percent of 41%. So to figure that one out, what we figured out was she had a total tax bill of 12,396. Subtract this tax which was paid at the lower tax bracket, and you get an answer of 5,316. That 5,316 means that she paid that, basically that was charged at a rate of 41%. So that's why I said 41% is equal to 5,316. To figure out what before all of these kind of taxes were taken, what was 100% worth, okay, because only 41% of this went to the government. What I did was I worked backwards and figured out what 1% was worth. So I divided by 41, and I got 129 point, well, I can't even read that down the bottom, guys, sorry about that. And then what I did was I multiplied by 100, and I got 12,965.85 to figure out what 100% was worth. In other words, what was the 100% of the income above 35,400 euro? You just add this up then together to get her gross salary. So guys, that was that question there, question 7. Hope that makes sense.